Great. Hello there, I'm Pete, unless I'm in trouble, in which case I'm Peter, according to my mother. I'm CEO of Mixergy Limited. We're a spin out from Oxford University. Today I'd like to talk about Europe's hidden Gigafactory, but I'll start off with a bit of context with this interesting graph. This is Germany's electricity balancing price over the last couple of years. And there's a few interesting features to it. One is that it's been going negative, so people are getting paid to consume electricity. Another is that it's been getting more negative, and the most negative event that occurred recently was on Christmas Day just past, where it approached 60 euros a megawatt hour. So if you think about that, so you're a Bavarian aluminium plant operator, Christmas Eve, you turn to your partner, you say, darling, hold off Christmas dinner tomorrow, I'm going to go in and start another electric arc furnace. So is this a free lunch or a failed system? It's a situation which is increasing, but by 2050 it's projected that negative pricing events will go up tenfold. And so if business goes as usual, this will be the case. So that's a big if. So let's return to Europe's hidden Gigafactory. There was a lot of excitement about Tesla's battery plant, but we have a bigger Gigafactory, which is our annual production of domestic hot water systems. If we could just capture a few % of Europe's installed hot water tanks, we could absorb the largest surpluses of renewable power that have arisen on our balancing markets across the EU. However, there are problems with conventional tanks. The first issue with regular tanks is that they just heat all or nothing. Irrespective of how much energy you need, the whole thing's heated. It's crazy. So it's like, you just want one cup of tea, but the whole kettle's full and it's always on. Another challenge with regular tanks is you have no idea how much heat is inside them. So it's kind of like you're playing roulette with your shower. Don't know whether it's going to go cold at any moment. And if you're a utility, there's no way that you can be sure, if you're doing demand response with tanks, whether you're going to interrupt the service of someone's hot water in a particular household. So we set about solving those problems with the Mixergy tank. It has the same form factor, it's the same installation process as a regular tank, and it uses the same manufacturing supply chains associated with hot water tank manufacture. But what we're doing is we're turning hot water tanks into batteries by heating them in a different way. We heat only what's needed selectively. And by doing this, we create more capacity across a fleet to absorb renewable power, because people rarely need the full capacity of their hot water tank. Furthermore, we can more than halve the heat losses that emanate from them, saving in excess of 100 euros an annum. By only heating what's required, you're also getting the temperature to a useful threshold in a fifth of the time, so it's ready for a shower rapidly in 20 minutes as opposed to a couple of hours. And we're also measuring the energy that's stored inside it accurately, so you don't have to play roulette anymore with your shower. And from the perspective of a utility, you can now control a fleet of systems without compromising the experience of householders. We designed this Mixergy tank to be flexible, so it's completely agnostic about where the energies come from. It could be solar, thermal, PV, electric or gas. And it's also flexible with respect to how it's controlled. It's interoperable with Nest, Hive, Alexa, voice-activated, smart home, what have you. And we're launching the systems that we have by way of a 550 home trial in the UK right now. It's the first of its kind with some batteries, and we're working with an aggregator to provide a demand response service to participating utilities. This is ahead of a formal product launch this summer where they're going to become available to buy, and we've just signed up to a deal with Restore, a Centrica acquisition, to bring the first demand response tank proposition to the market by the end of this year. So we're looking at the EU, and in particular France is a really exciting market for us, and so we're interested to get feedback from this room around how we can scale. But really for us to scale, we want to address a large-scale problem. And across the EU, we have a number of interesting situations arising. With Germany's energy transition, you have renewable power spilling over its borders and burdening neighbouring power networks. Meanwhile, you have wind farm operators off the northwest of Scotland being paid £3 million per day plus to shut down, and also PV curtailment, unable to install more PV panels in parts of the southwest of England. So by bringing the Internet of Tanks, so this is networking a fleet of our systems under our cloud platform, we can absorb these surpluses, facilitate more renewable power on our power networks, and do this with a very lightweight product which has a very low environmental footprint when compared to batteries. We have a portfolio comprising a number of patents, a software platform, and extensive product and manufacturing know-how within our team. On our team, there's myself and my colleague and co-founder, Ren. We met doing our PhD together at Oxford on energy storage. We also have a seasoned serial entrepreneur as our ex-supervisor, along with some seasoned venture capitalists. Underpinning all of this, though, is a team, an engineering team behind us, and we're endowing that with more commercial talent over this year as we go into market. So we've secured $3 million to date to execute our UK products. That takes us to July 2019. But this February, we're looking to land £5 million to scale beyond. So thanks very much for your time.